Everyone, welcome back to Mamta Nepal tutorial. And guys, in this video we're going to continue the same chapter number 2, and the name of the chapter is nutrition in animals. This is the part 2 for this chapter. We have already discussed about the digestion in the buccal cavity, and in this video we'll focus on the other digestion of the food, like digestion in the stomach area. What is the stomach? Stomach is a thick walled bag which is present in our abdomen. Okay, what is the shape? It has a J shaped structure, and we can say that the stomach is the widest part of our alimentary canal. Okay, this is the widest part. So what a normal stomach secrete? Normally it secrete mucus. Okay, what else? The hydrochloric acid, or we can say that other digestive juices also he used to secrete. Okay, so what is the function of the mucus? The function of mucus is to protect the inner lining of our stomach. What is the function of HCl? It will kill the bacteria which is present in our food material. Okay, it will help us to kill the bacteria, whatever bacteria or whatever we ate that food, and that food contains some harmful bacteria that can be killed by the HCl. Okay, and what else? It will also help to make the stomach nature acidic, and that acidic nature will help the other digestive juices to work properly, and so that they will clearly break down the proteins, the proteins which is present in our food. They will break that protein into the simpler compound or simpler substance, we can say that. Okay, so what is the what the normal stomach do? Normally it secrete the mucus, HCl and digestive juices, and to work function of the digestive juices, to they work properly, they require some acidic medium, and that acidic medium is coming from the HCl. And because of that medium, providing that medium to that enzymes would work properly, and what they digest the protein into the simpler substance. Now how we can say that the what is the discovery of working of stomach? How we can say that our stomach work this way, or they secrete this kind of a substance? So in 1822 there was a person the name is Martin. Okay, that person got a shotgun. Okay, shot by a gun, and he shot in the chest area, and that is the severe damage. He got a very serious damage in the chest portion, as well as the it got a hole in the stomach. Okay, other people brought that person to the hospital, but fortunately the doctors save that person's life, but they are not able to cover that hole. They were facing problem to cover that hole in the stomach. So here there was a doctor which get or utilize that as an opportunity to see what is present inside the stomach and how our stomach work. So he took that great opportunity to see inside the stomach through that hole. So what he see, that there is a churning of food taking place. Okay, there was a process which is known as the churning process. What is that? It will breaking down the complex portion of the food into the smaller one or more simpler one. Okay, what else he saw some secretion, some secreted product also, or secreted fluid, which is help us to digest our food. So this is also the function of stomach, which was observed by that doctor. And what else? He also saw what is the end of the stomach is open in the small intestine portion. Okay, so we can say that the after the buccal cavity we have the esophagus, which is the food pipe, and after that esophagus we have a stomach, and after stomach the food will go into the small intestine. This is how we can figure it out, that what is the main functions, so how the whole alimentary canal works. So this is what the history, or we can say that the discovery of working of stomach. Now our digested food, the food which is digested, the protein is digested in our food in the stomach. Now the digested food is go to the small intestine area. What is the small intestine? It is the highly coiled organ. Okay, it is very large in size, like 7.5 meter long, and they are highly coiled. That's why they fit in a very small area. Okay, what it receive? It mostly receive the secretion which is coming from the liver and the pancreas. Liver and the pancreas, the secretion that help them to digest the food. What is a liver? What is a liver? It is a reddish brown color gland. Okay, what is the color? Reddish brown color gland, which is situated on the upper portion, upper part of the abdomen. Okay, and it is the largest gland of our body. Largest gland, whenever they ask which is the largest gland, liver is the largest gland of our body. What the liver secrete? It secrete bile juice. Okay, and where this bile juice are stored? They are stored in the gallbladder, and from that gallbladder we get the juice into the small intestine. Okay, so now what the function of this bile juice? The liver secrete the bile juice, and it get into the small intestine area. So what it do? The main function of bile juice is to digest the fat portion, to digest the fat material which is present in our food. So fat is digested with the help of the bile juice. What else? Also there is some other juice which is secreted through the pancreas. So what is pancreas? It is a large cream colored organ. Okay, the color of the organ is cream color. Okay, where it is situated just below the stomach. Okay, it is not a small structure, it has a large structure. Make this is also a note. Now what it secrete? It secrete the pancreatic juice. Okay, what it secrete? Pancreatic juice. And what the function of pancreatic juice is? To digest the carbohydrate which is not digested with the salivary gland. So that partial or leftover carbohydrate was digested with the help of the pancreatic juice, as well as fat. The fat which is present in our food, which is not digested by the liver or the bile juice, the pancreas also help them to digest the portion of the fat, or we can say that the partially digested food, which also still remaining some of the protein, that protein will also digest in the small intestine. So from the pancreas, the pancreatic juice can digest carbohydrate, fat, as well as protein. So whatever the leftover portion left in our digested food, or we can say that partially digested food, now the food will be completely digested with the help of these two glands, or we can say that the product of these two glands, or the secretion. Okay, so what is the main function? Like normally the partially digested food, okay, partially digested food, it get to the or reach to the small intestine. So here in the stomach, what is digested? The protein is digested in the stomach, but there will be some parts of the protein which is present in the food here also. So all the partially digested food will go into the small intestine, and here they will secrete some intestinal fluid, which include the both the liver as well as pancreatic juice. Okay, so that intestinal juice will help them to complete the digestion process, complete that digestion. And because of that completion, what happened? The carbohydrate, whatever form the carbohydrate is present in our food, it convert into the sugar. That is the smaller or simpler compound. Whatever the fat is present in our food, it convert into the fatty acid. Okay, and whatever the protein is present in our food, it will convert into the amino acid, and all these converted form, all these simple form can be absorbed by our body. Our body have a tendency to absorb sugar, fatty acid and amino acid, but they cannot digest all the complex component which is directly carbohydrate, fat or protein. They cannot able to absorb. That's why the digestion take place and they convert this type of thing. Okay, now it requires the absorption now. Okay, how our small intestine do the absorption process. Okay, so the digested food is now passed into the blood vessels. Okay, blood vessels which is present near the walls of the intestine, and from that area there are some finger like projection you can see inside the small intestine. So this is the wall, this is the wall of the small intestine, and these are the finger like projection which we call it as the villi, and these villi will help us to absorb the food particles, and that food particle to convert that absorbed material to go to the blood vessels, to reach to the blood vessels. These villi will help us. Okay, what do a villi do? A villi will increase the, it will increase the surface area. Okay, and due to the increased surface area, the absorption of the digested food increase, and that absorption will, each villi has a network of thin and small blood vessels. Okay, near it, small blood vessels, and these blood vessels, with the help of these blood vessels, they will transport all these digested particles to the other organ of our body. Okay, or this is the transport of the absorbed material, absorbed substance to the other organ. This transportation is known as the assimilation. Okay, so this is the process which is assimilation in our body. What is assimilation? The absorption, the absorbed substance are transported by the blood vessels to different organ of the body is known as the assimilation. Okay, now we have already discussed like carbohydrate are converted into glucose, but directly we do not absorb just in glucose. We break that glucose down, and with the help of oxygen, with the help of carbon dioxide as well as some water, we require to break it down, and we will study it in the higher classes how the breakdown of glucose take place, and what in the result what we get the energy, and these energy is help us to perform our daily functions. Now the undigested food, now the undigested food will enter to the large intestine. Okay, so there is not a much function for the large intestine left. They will very little. Like, what is the large intestine? It is much wider. Okay, this is the main important thing. What is about the large intestine? It is wider and shorter. No matter it is, the name says that large intestine, that means it should be long. No, it is not long, it is wide. That's why we call it as large intestine, because it is wider, but it is shorter as compared to the small intestine. The size of this is the 1.5 meter long. Okay, and what is the function of the large intestine? Is to absorb water and salt from the digested particles. Okay, from the digested, or we can say that the digested food material. Now the remaining waste product which is undigested, that product will go to the rectum portion. Okay, and from that rectum, that remaining the solid fecal, they will go to the anus, and from anus it come out of our body. Okay, and that coming out of our body is known as the egestion. So ingestion, if we talk about in means we are taking the food inside, and egestion means we are removing the waste particles or undigested food out of our body is known as the egestions. Okay, so there is some kind of a disease also, like sometime we feel a diarrhea condition. What is the diarrhea? It is when we pass some watery fluid, watery stool very frequently. We very frequently pass this in through our anus. Okay, so this is also because our large intestine do not work properly. They cannot absorb proper, the water do not properly absorb by the intestine, and because of which we face some kind of a problem which is known as the diarrhea. Okay, why it happened because of some kind of infections. Okay, or we can say that the food poisoning or indigestion. Because of indigestion we feel some problems like diarrhea. Okay, so what happened in diarrhea? We have excessive loss of water as well as salt. Water plus salt, we lose a lot of water and salt from our body, and that's why we become dehydrated. To make our body rehydrated, okay, we require the rehydration again. So what we require to take ORS. Okay, ORS, what is the full form of ORS? Is the oral rehydration solution. So this is important, guys. You should know what is the full form of the ORS, which is the oral rehydration solution. What a normal ORS, we can also make ORS like if we boil some water and then cool it down, and with that cooled water we add some salt plus some sugar into it, and we'll make that solution, that sugar and salt solution. We can drink that time to time, and that will also rehydrate our body. Okay, so this is also is a how to get the water and salt into our body back. Okay, so what is, this is all the digestion in our human being. So what is the digestion which take place in the grass eating animals? So we will focus on this one also, grass eating animals. So what are the animals which eat grass, like buffalo or cow? Okay, these are the examples. So we call these called at ruminants. Why we called it as ruminants? Now we'll talk about it. Now normally what a normal cow, how it eat the food, it quickly, what she do, it quickly swallow all the grass, swallow the grass. Okay, now what happened next? It store it in a part which is present in their stomach, and that part is known as the rumen part. Okay, from in that rumen part there are some bacteria which is present, and that bacteria will help them to digest that food material, or we can say that partially digest that food, and that partially digested food is known as the curd, and that curd portion will come back to the mouth again. They again brought that curd portion or curd particles into their mouth, and they chew it again. Okay, what they do, they again take it as a lump and chew that portion again, and this is how the normal, the cellulose can be digested with the from by the animals. Okay, and this is the process of quickly digesting the grass, first swallowing the grass and then put it in the rumen area, and from that make it as a curd, which is the partially digested food, and bring it back to the mouth, and then again chew, and then again go to the stomach. So this is the whole process is known as the rumination, and that's why we call these animals as the ruminant animals, because they have rumen portion which is present in their stomach. Okay, which is very different from other animals and other organisms. Now normally the grass is rich in the cellulose, and what is cellulose? Cellulose are the carbohydrate, and these carbohydrate can be digested with the help of some bacteria which is present in the rumen area of the cow and buffaloes. Okay, so these bacteria will help us to help the cows and buffaloes to digest the cellulose portion. So this rumen portion is absent in the human, and that's why human cannot digest the food. And main function is not the rumen portion, the main function is the bacteria. So because of this bacteria, the cellulose can be digested in the body. If they have those bacteria, they can digest the body, they can digest that cellulose in the body of that animals. Like we have horse also, horse, or we can take an example of rabbits. They also eat grass, but they do not have this rumen portion in their stomach. They do not have that. Instead of that rumen portion, they have coecum, the portion which is known as the coecum, which is present between the esophagus, and the small intestine. This is the another organ which is present between these two organs, and here in the coecum that bacteria is present, and that bacteria will help them to digest the cellulose portion of that whatever they have eaten, that product. Okay, so whatever they have eaten, that food, it contains some cellulose, and that cellulose can be digested with the help of these bacteria, and these bacteria are present in the coecum if we talk about the horse or rabbit example. Okay, normally cow and buffalo has the rumen portion where this bacteria is present, and in the horse or rabbit there is a coecum portion. Okay, now we will talk about the other organism, the digestion or feeding of other organism, how a normal amoeba can feed on, okay, on any food particles. Like what is the amoeba? It is a microscopic organism. Okay, it is a single celled organism. Okay, it have just a single cell, and that single cell will perform all the function. It is a single celled organism. Okay, now what else? Normally it is found in the pond water area. Okay, on the pond water we can find the amoeba. What it has the cell membrane, it has some nucleus, it has a one nucleus, okay, rounded and dense nucleus which is present in their body, and they have some bubble kind of structure which is called as vacuoles. Okay, so let's make a diagram how a normal amoeba looks like. So this is it do not have any shape of their body. Okay, normally what is this? This is the nucleus. This is the some vacuoles which is present. Okay, these are the vacuoles, and this is the food particle which a amoeba need to digest. So how it digests? First of all, it push out some finger like projections. Okay, from here, this is the finger like projection which is called as the pseudopodia. Okay, and that pseudopodia or false feet, we can say that this is the movement which a normal amoeba show to capture a food particle. So how it happen? This boundary will become like this. This is the pseudopodia. Okay, now this is the food particle. They consume, or we can say that trap that food particle. Okay, trap that food particle inside the body, and the trapped food particle will go to the vacuoles which is present in the amoeba, and that vacuoles will produce some digestive juice, and that digestive juice help them to digest that food particle, and after that they ejected out the waste product which is not being digested with the animals. Okay, so what is the main function? Now we will discuss about it. First, what happened? The pseudopodium will form, okay, the finger like projection. Then what that finger like projection help in the engulf of the food particles. Okay, all the food particle can be engulfed with the help of that pseudopodia. Now they are trapped in the food vacuoles. The vacuoles, what are the vacuoles? The bubbles like structure which is present in the amoeba. These are the vacuoles, and in these vacuoles there are some vacuoles which is food vacuoles where the food particle get digested, get trapped first, and then they secrete some digestive juices into that vacuoles, and due to that digestive juices, the breakdown of the food material take place. So food will break down into the simpler compound. Okay, Now, these simpler compound can be absorbed by the body directly, and the waste product, which is undigested food, the undigested residue or food, is now expelled out from the body with the help of the vacuoles also. Okay, so with the help of vacuoles, the food, undigested food, is also expelled out, and the digested food, which is absorbed, the digested food is absorbed by the substance, and these absorbed substance will help the animal in the growth process, in the maintenance of their balance or maintenance of their functioning, as well as the multiplication. Okay, if they need to divide itself, it requires some energy. From where it get energy? It get energy from the absorbed material. So guys, this is what all in this chapter. I hope you have understand all these concepts. If you have any doubt, please ask me in the comment box, and if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. And thank you guys for watching this video.